I am so very glad that the shooters of old have managed to re-establish themselves. Even the half-derogatory term of boomer shooter does nothing to impede my enjoyment. There is just something so deftly charming about running around at a breakneck pace, turning pixelated punks into a shower of, well, pixelated gore. And I guess digging around for the odd keycard now and then. All of these things are present within Warhammer 40,000 Boltgun. However, its greatest draw is the role that you embody. Sure, Doom had us playing as a space marine all those years ago, but decades later we can finally step into the big metal boots of a space marine. Capital S, capital M. The Emperor's finest exists as the ultimate power fantasy, so building a retro FPS around them just feels right. With your thunderous footsteps serving as the death knell to all misbegotten Chaos dorks, you are tasked with touching down on the Forge world of Graia, a familiar setting to anyone who played 2011's Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine, which is also a killer title, because something just ain't right in Graia's neighbourhood. What follows is an investigative adventure to figure out what is going on, with a very shoot first, keep shooting, shoot a bit more, and only then ask a question if you feel so inclined kind of attitude. It's a satisfying and fast-paced gameplay experience. Your colossal size and stature means nothing as you sprint and leap like a gazelle, vomiting forth a range of munitions that would make Doomguy blush. The controls are absurdly responsive, allowing for fluid movement and precise aiming, which is crucial in the heat of battle. It feels super close to something like Quake 3 Arena. The game also takes steps to strike a balance between the brutal close range options and long range shooting, ensuring that players have a diverse set of tools to tackle each encounter. Whipping out a shotgun that turns enemies into a fine red mist feels every bit as boomer shootery as it should. It's just a shame that that shotgun and all of his other very loud buddies will be taken off you at the end of a chapter. Often you will be blasting through corridors of chaff-like enemies, pathetic little goons that will probably have a better chance of slowing you down if they cross their fingers and wish for you to slip in their impending blood puddles. Every so often, however, the game will throw a purge event at you, tasking you with clearing out an area that is brimming with silly billies and some of their tougher friends. The game really heats up when you are suddenly juggling hordes of demonic filth and enemy space marines who are far more resistant to your light arms fire. These events are usually deployed in an arena-like setting, and the observant player can often clue into a secret power-up to help mow through all these weeds. The most thrilling of these are boss battles, with all the pomp and ceremony coming to land as a big bad is deployed with a giant ornate health bar, prompting you to step up your game or you're going to become paste. Seeing all these cartoonishly evil baddies rendered in their charming retro way evoked images of the tabletop models I know and love, so huge kudos to the art team at Auroch Digital. Something that tickled me greatly was realizing that the game had actually cheekily implemented a core tabletop mechanic into its gunplay. On your UI, you immediately see that weapons have a strength stat, displayed simply as a number, and enemies would have a similar digit reflecting their toughness. In the world of plastic models and tabletop buffoonery, this is an easy way to determine how effective your weapon may be against your target, and in Boltgun, well, it serves the same purpose. Anyone with any cognitive function will understand that often the loudest gun will pack the biggest punch. It's fun seeing the more monstrous enemies wade through my hellstorm of bullets, because Space Marines may not feel fear, but an encounter with a greater demon absolutely had me scrambling for the biggest number I could muster. The game world is every bit as stunning as it can be by way of retro fakery. The scale and oppressive nature of the 41st millennium bleeds through every brutal edge, and the mess you leave in your wake serves as a gory reminder of how little life is valued in that universe. Getting from point A to point B is relatively straightforward oftentimes, but the odd occasion will see a keycard or a puzzle thrown in your way. While these puzzles are far from brain-bending, they often come with little warning, and when the rest of the game is played at such a swiftness, it can be jarring to suddenly realize your progress has been harshly halted. One puzzle saw me leaping through portals in the Immaterium, and had me realizing far too late that I was going around in circles. While the set piece for such an experience was neat, it quickly soured when I saw the same portal for the umpteenth time, especially when I'd already exhausted 2 different methods to figure out the path. If you find yourself in a similar situation, try following the candles. Across the 10 or so hours of gameplay, the game delivered on every promise I'd conjured in my head. My hulking form waded through every unimaginable horror that Graia could throw at me, and each death begged a moment to reconsider my plan of attack. I never felt understocked on tools of kickassery, apart from the start of chapters when I'm missing all my guns, come on. But hey, the game at least has a dedicated taunt button, which unironically rules. And at the end of it all, my only sadness that there was no multiplayer or co-op action to be had with my mates. This is an experience so fun, I just want to share it. And given its price point and rock-solid presentation of AA level development, I have zero problem recommending this to anyone who likes the classic shooter experience. And if you're a fan of Warhammer 40,000, what are you waiting for? Get involved now, it's so good.